Hi everyone, this is Vineet Pandey. In this video, we are going to talk about cultural studies. Yes, this is the video which will help you a lot. A lot of students are thinking about what to read in culture studies. What is culture study exactly? So before I teach you about culture studies, I must tell you this thing that yes, this is really one of the toughest topic. Not because it is easy to teach or tough to teach, it's simply because most of the Indian universities they do not teach their students culture studies in post graduation. In fact, this is a matter of being ashamed that just one writer in Indian scenario, Mr. P.K. Nair, has written a book on culture study, which is a kind of basic introduction. But when NET exam setters, they ask you questions, the questions they are asked from the depth of those topics. And this is really funny, really disgusting that in India, we have the population of 130 crore and we do not have proper writers to write about culture studies. So first of all, through this video, and in fact you can watch one of my old video where I have explained what is culture study. I'm going to help you all what to read, what not to read, and moreover, what exactly is culture studies. So, friends, first of all, remember this thing that culture study as a topic, as a kind of subject, it is not developed yet. It is not properly developed. But that doesn't mean that it is only of 50 pages or 100 pages. There are thousands of pages written by the writers, but mostly the Western writers. In fact, Indian writers have simply contributed 1, 2, 3 chapters, 1, 2, 3 ideologies. Simply, we are not less, we are not, behind them. We are trying. But the unfortunate thing is that if you go to the market shop, you say, sir, give me the book of culture study. All they have is just one name, Mr. P.K. Nair. No doubt he is a great professor. But I have gone through the book. It's the basic one, something very basic. It doesn't talk about post-humanism. It doesn't talk about post-media theories. So actually, when you prepare for NET examination, remember the NET paper is made by Delhi University and JNU professors, and these DU and JNU professors, whatever they teach in their courses, they ask toughest questions from those courses. So the students who are from state backgrounds, who are from non-college background, or the teachers who are teaching you, they are also from the non-college backgrounds, or the distance learning mode. So they are not getting what exactly they should teach you. So here I'll be teaching you culture studies, and before I go for culture studies, I have some questions. What is common sense? So आपको इससे पहले कि मैं कल्चर स्टडी पढ़ाऊं, मैं आपसे कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा. कॉमन सेंस क्या होता है? आप बताएंगे कॉमन सेंस मतलब कॉमन सेंस. व्हाट इज कॉल्ड कॉमन इन कॉमन सेंस? व्हाट इज कॉल्ड फेमिलियर स्ट्रेंजर? Or I should say that first of all, what is culture? What is culture? So most of the teachers, what they're doing is when they talk about culture study, they simply teach you Matthew Arnold, T.S. Eliot, then they simply go for Raymond Williams and Stuart Hall. Stuart Hall is actually the first base. Matthew Arnold, T.S. Eliot, when they talked about culture, they were talking about the culture around them. But they did not talk about the future of culture. What is post-culture? The post-structuralist concept, the post-culture thing. So technically, what Arnold said culture is anything which is best, which has been thought and said. But simply, if we go in the words of Stuart Hall, he says experienced, lived, experience interpreted, and experience defined is culture. But technically, culture is everything, whether you have the language or not, what you speak, what you understand, how you dress up, how you convey messages, how you encode your meanings and decode, that is the part of culture. Now, what are the most important part of culture? Like cultural materialism, or we simply talk about the cultural orientalism, and technically imperialism, materialism and orientalism. All of these parts together form culture. First of all, when I talk to you in my way, this language, it is not a unique language made by me. It is a language which is multi-layer structured, taken from various sources, from my ancestors, from my teachers, from my students, and seeing the market condition, seeing the condition of society, seeing the condition of education sector. I have taken my language and I've developed it. But do I stick to the same language when the camera will be off? No, I keep switching in between many languages. So technically, culture is something, a very complex structure. No proper definition can define it. But yes, remember, culture is not fixed. It keeps on rotating. There are changes, there are add-ons, there are reductions, deductions, and in short, culture is what best is lived around us, what we keep adding, what we keep learning, what we keep interpreting. Now the question comes, what should you study in culture studies? Because when I asked you, the common sense, the first of all word is common. What is common? Who are the common people? So if I am in a village where nobody wants to study, so the common sense is they want to go for jobs. If I am in University of Delhi, everybody wants to do something really big. The common sense is to do some studies. So technically the word common is also not that common. Remember, this is my word. Common sense, in fact I say that even common sense is not so common. आप लोग दोस्त से बातचीत में नहीं बोलते हो कि तेरे में कॉमन सेंस नहीं है क्या? इसका मतलब कॉमन सेंस भी सब में नहीं होता है. Now familiar stranger, the thing that is familiar to you can be stranger to something new. So in short, what we actually talked about, the concept of culture. See, related, when you watch TV advertisements, how the advertisements language is encoded, how they talk about the ideas which will influence your brain. If someone comes to me says that Vineet sir, do not drink water from these roads and the thelas and the roadside things, I won't care. But if some person comes to me saying that Vineet sir, do you have a kid? I said, okay, I have a kid in my family, some cousin. Okay, this kid is drinking water which is unsafe. I will be like very much conscious because they have played with my emotions. So this is what happens when they show you a good air condition, they show you your wife, your kids sleeping peacefully. When they show you a good washing machine, they show you your wife, she is very happy. So technically how they impress the mind. How many of you have Alexa at your home? So Alexa is talking to you, Alexa is speaking to you, and Alexa or the smart watches or all those things, your mobile phones, they are actually making you the human with machine, what we call it cyborg. Yes, the postmodern future, cyborgs. Your emotions are being expressed through smileys. So these things are the part of culture studies, the subculture concept, the graphic novel concept. So when you study, make sure you go for culture studies, subcultures, graphic concepts. Along with these things, also focus on the concept known as provincializing Europe. I will be teaching all these things. I'm already working on those things, and we teach these things in classes, in online batches. But remember, NET paper has questions from the topic provincializing Europe, concept by Deepesh Chakravarti, then imagined communities by Benedict Anderson. You have to understand these things. When Raymond Williams talked about the country and the city, he actually said that there are two different cultures. The culture of the country is different, the culture of the city is different. What you have to understand here is that culture is being framed, being formed, and being deleted. Have you ever wondered the word empire has a spelling E-M-P-I-R-E? Do you know Europe also has a spelling of E? Empire, E, Europe, E. Now, empire is the country which is led by someone. Now, imagine Europe is the superpower. Let's forget America. Who is the second best superpower? Or all the European countries together can beat America also. So technically, America is nothing, it's Europe. Europe is the center of the world. Europe is the head of the world. And this is called Eurocentric attitude. Have you ever wondered about the Eurocentric concept? So don't forget, when you study culture studies, always go for Eurocentric studies. Eurocentric studies taken from E-U-R-O-P-E, Europe. E-N-E-R-G-Y, energy. So Europe, empire, the countries which are controlled by Europe through financial support. Technically, the world has become empire, and E stands for Europe. Now let's go for the language structure. Have you ever wondered that in every culture we should have a language first? Yes, language is the base of culture. Ngugi wa Thiong'o said, kill the language, you will kill the culture. Macaulay said, when Macaulay was talking about the minutes on Indian education, he said that we must make them leave their own language and go for our language. So technically, when we play with language, language played is played with the culture concept. So tell me this thing, who develops the language? Who makes the language? What is the concept of language? Bhasha kaun banata hai? Always remember this thing, that the strong person, the strong culture, the dominating one, डोमिनेटिंग जो होता है वो भाषा बनाता है. द डोमिनेटिंग वन मेक्स द लैंग्वेज, द डोमिनेटिंग वन डिजाइन्स द लैंग्वेज. दैट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज एंटोनिन ग्राम्सीज कल्चरल हेजेमनी. If you are strong, if you are powerful, you are capable, you control the market economy, you will control the society also. Let's make it easy. What is the word for a boy who is very happening in the college and has 4-5 girlfriends? उस लड़के को आप क्या बोलते हो कॉलेज में जो 4-5 लड़कियों को या गर्लफ्रेंड्स को लेके घूमता है? वी कॉल हिम स्टड, वी कॉल हिम हीरो, वी कॉल हिम प्ले बॉय. What if a girl is doing the same thing? What will we call her? Do we have the same words for her? No. We call her a prostitute, a characterless girl, and a slut. Why? Because in language which is developed by male patriarchy, I'm taking a reference from the feminist concept, patriarchy has developed those terms. Even the word prostitute stands for women. If you have to call a male prostitute, you will have to add the word male, then prostitute. So this is how the words are coined, words are made. Language is developed by the power structure. Why I talked about language? Because I'm going to ask you a question. Use your brain. How many words are made with the letter E, which actually deal with curiosity, learning, power, efforts, endurance? So technically I've given you 2 words. चेक योर स्क्रीन. आप स्क्रीन पे देखिए दोस्तों, मैंने वर्ड्स बताने वाला हूं. ये वो वर्ड्स हैं, दीज आर द वर्ड्स विच आर स्टार्टिंग विद लेटर ई एंड आर एक्चुअली रिलेटेड टू द यूरोपियन डोमिनेंस. Go through the words. See, the very first thing is you see is eager. So eager is somebody who is very much curious. He wants to learn something. Ear is something getting the information. Enlightenment. Europeans went for the knowledge first. The Reformation, the Renaissance. Enhance. Yes, enhancing their boundaries. Entry. Yes, entering in the Eastern world. Then encoding. Yes, encoding the language. Energy. They are the energies. They are having the energy, resources, powers, everything. Then they are serious, earnest. Then earth. Relate all these things to E from Europe. Empire. Yes, empire is a land area dominated by Europe. Engineer, what they do, what they create, again starting with the word E. And the one who comes first wins the first. Early to bed and early to rise. Remember the European concept. Benjamin Franklin said this thing. Emancipate, embark, embellish, embassy. Economy. Yes, the power structure controlled by Europe is known as economy. Ecclesiastical, the religion of the Europeans. Eligible, education and effeminate, and a lot of other words. Imagine. All of these words, there are many other words. I just selected all these words to tell you that it is the Europe which is the power structure. Education, what Europeans call it. Our Indian education system is actually blindly following the European concept. Eligibility, according to the Westerns, we try to become eligible on their grounds. Effeminate, so it is the Europeans those who have actually defined the male and female concept. So technically what I mean to say is, what I wanted to tell you is that when you study culture studies, there is a lot you should go in the depth. When I was in University of Delhi, many of you must be knowing that I have taught in University of Delhi for 3 years. I was blessed with these professors around me, those who taught me about the latest things, those who helped me with their notes, their papers published, their books, to go in the depth of culture studies and every other theory which is very latest one. So to help you all here, I'm going to give you a list of some important theories that you must read. See, what we are doing is in my online classes, in my Delhi batch, I prepare my students with culture studies and the 3 more tough units. We're talking about the language and the research pedagogy and English in India, because 4 units will give you 40 questions. And these are the 4 units where 99% Indian students have no teachers. Even the teachers have no idea. What your teachers do is read some pages from Google and they teach you because they know you don't know anything. So using this video, watching this video, you can ask your teachers also to teach you all these things, because this is simply knowledge. I must share my knowledge with you, and you should take the help of your teachers. They will work hard for you. They will definitely teach you all these things. So check your screen here. I'm going to tell you the important units or important topics of culture study, which are very, very important, and you must prepare before you go to the exam. So the number one here we have is post-humanism. Again, this is something very tough. A lot of people, they don't read it or they don't teach it. Luckily, in my classes, our one of faculty, Gurpreet Kaur and me, we both have delivered lectures on post-humanism and are going to deliver again. The first one is post-humanism. What will be the condition after humanism? The condition of cyborgs, the condition of machines. Then second thing is post-media concept. So first one is post-humanism, second one is post-media concept. Then you go for the third one, imagined communities. NET JRF paper has a question from imagined communities. It is by Benedict Anderson. It is very, very important. Then the fourth one is Borges hysteria and carnivalesque. So most of you must be knowing about carnivalesque, but also go for Borges hysteria and its canonical relation with culture studies. The fifth one is a cyborg manifesto. Don't forget to go in the depth of it. If you do not have any material on these things, I will be helping you. I will stand by you. Ideas of nature. The next one we have subcultures and style. Then here we go for encoding, decoding. You must be knowing the concept of Stuart Hall, encoding, decoding, and all types of negotiations. This is very, very important. Then the next one we have is axiomatic. After axiomatic, the next important and the last one we have is the informatization of production, which is very, very important. So don't forget that I have actually talked about all these things, and always remember that even Margaret Thatcher's authoritarian populism has been studied under the theory of culture studies. And always remember this thing, that if culture study becomes very important in the coming years, you must have an idea about it. You should have an idea about it, because in coming days when you will become a professor, your students will come to you to see all these things. So this was the information given to you in this video, and it's after a very long time I'm talking about all these things. I was unhealthy. In fact, today also I got injected here and here also. So kind of, I was overburdened because we are working on UPSC English literature. Yes, I'm working on UPSC English literature. You can share it with your friends, and very soon I'll start providing the classes and will become the only teacher in India to teach UPSC English literature. And friends, subscribe this if you liked my knowledge, if you liked the way I deliver my knowledge, and if you actually felt that I am opening your eyes. The coming videos are the top 10 must-read theories in post-colonials, top 10 must-read theories in postmoderns, and the most important units in English in India and linguistic. I will be teaching you the linguistic concept, though I already have done it, but this time I'll be adding the new topics. Remember, this is Vineet Pandey, and we together have worked and have given 5 toppers of NET JRF. So you work not for success, for the perfection. Try to be the best by beating the rest. That's my motto. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.